You gonna go to school? Get your backpack on? Hey? Yeah? You gonna go to school? What? You wanna go outside? A little wet outside. Looks like it rained. Oh, but on the plus side, there's no frost to scrape off. That's good. Yeah, definitely rained last night. Yeah, what do you think? Get some fresh air? Get nice fresh air. Oh, there's a siren. Something's going on. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I really need to add professional door person to my resume because I'm just holding it open for somebody. Somebody right there. Yeah. A little bit chilly this morning, but nice not to see frost on the windshield, so yay. One less thing to deal with in the morning.
What?
Is that her jacket?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a little too big. Like, she's a small little kitty cat.
Owl jacket?
She does, her fur.
Yes.
Alright, Casey is ready for school.
Oh, wait. You have to go to school.
Yeah, you have to go to kitty cat school. I think she would get A's in that school because she'll be a pro at learning how to sleep all day. Yeah, eat treats all day. Yeah, that's what she'll do. Hey, have a good day at school. Yeah, excuse me. You forgot something. You forgot your backpacks. Yeah. Time for that cup of coffee. That is waiting for us. So if you're having a cup of coffee or tea, enjoy. Cheers. I kind of filled mine to the very top. 3, 2, 1. Can I help you? Oh, it's good. It's just coffee. Yeah. Oh, I mean, it was water at one time. Oh, yeah, so they're off to school, the boys. And it's a wet, gloomy kind of day. It was foggy this morning. It's not too bad. Maybe just a little bit in certain areas, but yeah, that's our weather. Although we do have snow showers in the forecast, if that doesn't change. I think towards the weekend. I think Sunday. I think that was it. Sunday. Oh, it's good. Yeah, so last night I finished watching the movie The Kid with Bruce Willis, and the kid who played the younger version of himself is the guy who played in 2.5 Men. He played a son, and but Henry was kind of watching it with me. Like, he was on his Nintendo Switch, so he was like kind of watching it in and out, you know. Once in a while he would glance up at the TV, and he was like, "Is that the guy from The Cat in the Hat?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, it is." So he recognizes him from Cat in the Hat. I first recognized him for 2.5 Men. So it was an okay movie. It was about Bruce Willis. He's about to turn 40. He's a consultant and kind of like a little bit of a jerk, you know. And Lily Tomlin, who is fabulous. She is so funny. She was in it. She played, I think, his secretary. So that was, you know, that kind of, you know, made it worth watching, I guess. So Um, so like he starts to see a version of himself as an 8-year-old boy, okay, and he thinks he's going crazy at first. He thinks he's hallucinating, so he goes and sees a psychiatrist. He gets like these, like 4 pills, and just to make the hallucinations go away, but they don't go away. And then he realizes that they are the exact same person. They have the exact same scars in the exact same places. So that he realizes, he puts 2 to 2 together. So I guess the younger version of himself time traveled because there was a full moon. So that I kind of found really odd, because like at first, I think they mentioned it, that something about the full moon, but I don't think they did at first, not until like a little bit later on, because at first like you're trying to make sense, okay, because he's actually a real kid. Other people can see him, so he's not like a figment of Bruce Willis's character's imagination. And the boy's name is Rusty. Bruce's character's name is Russ. So and you're just trying to make it make sense, yeah, but it was cute. Like, it was a cute idea, but I think, they could have worked on it, because towards the end, okay, he figured out he had to get the boy back into his time back at home. He had to go back to fix something in his past, okay? And he didn't have a great relationship with his father either. So they're driving through this tunnel. Okay. Oh, and Melissa McCartney was in it too. Before I forget, Melissa McCartney was in it, so that also made it worth watching. She played a waitress at a diner, and I did not recognize him at first. Okay, I did not recognize him. He looked completely different, but as soon as he spoke, I knew who it was. Not Matthew. I was gonna say Matthew Lawrence. No. Wrong show. What the heck? Where did Matthew Lawrence come from? Okay, wow. Let me take a sip of coffee. And that. Oh, I'm okay. Oh, I don't know where Matthew Lawrence came from, but Matthew Perry is what I meant to say, from Friends. I got the first part right. He was in it, but he was at first too big of a word, unrecognizable. Don't mind me. Because if you watch Duck Dynasty and you know who Will Robertson is, he looked like Will Robertson, okay, he looked like Will Robertson. Yeah. Long hair, beard, had a bandana on, okay, but when I heard his voice and I took a closer look, and you can see, okay, yeah, that is Matthew Perry. And this was made in 2000, so he was still filming Friends for another at least 4 years. So yeah, but it was just like funny, like, I didn't expect to see him. Yeah, so that kind of also made it worth watching, because you had him, and it was just like a quick appearance. I would say probably like maybe like around 5 minutes or so. It wasn't like that long, but yeah, just like a cameo. But yeah, but that was like funny. But yeah, so he went back into time. They were driving through a tunnel, and all of a sudden his car changes and everything around him changes. What he's wearing is changed. By the way, his car turned into like a nice porch, and it reminded me of the porch that Dylan had on 90210. Yeah. So that kind of porch. And so they're back in the 1960s, but I was like, it didn't make sense. So you drive through any random tunnel and you go back into time, and so they're back into time, and they're back at a certain place that he remembers and the boy remembers, and it's his birthday, and these bullies, try to trick him, yeah, you know, they're like, you know, yeah, bullies being bullies. So, but he gets the upper hand on them and turns the table on them and kind of like, you know, beats them up. And but then Bruce realizes that, oh, he has to face one more thing, and that was like seeing his father. And the reason like he didn't have a good relationship with his father because his mom was terminally ill and she was going to be passing away, and like the father was kind of yelling at the son, and that was kind of hard to watch. Like, yeah, and the boy was getting all upset, and the dad was like, "Oh, don't cry, stop crying." And I really hate it when people say that, "Stop crying." Like, mm. You know, it's like, no, like you have emotions, you let them out. You want to cry, you cry. You know, don't tell somebody not to cry, you know, or stop crying. That's the biggest pet peeve I think I have. It's like nails on a chalkboard. It just, you know, it's like, no, that's not something you tell somebody to stop doing. Like, if they want to cry, you let them. Especially a kid, you know, like, come on. They have so many emotions. They don't know what's going on. They don't know how to handle them yet. I mean, even us adults don't always know how to handle our emotions. So that part was kind of a little hard to watch. But yeah, so he had to, like, you know, kind of witness that. And then like they met himself, but like later down, another version of himself. And then before you know it, he turned around, the kid is gone, he's in his own time. And it's like, well, how the heck did that happen? Like, that's like other than that, it was an okay movie, but that part was like, okay, this doesn't make sense. Can you please make it make sense? The whole time traveling, like, thing that's been done in movies, of course, you know, Back to the Future, and but even in TV shows, you know, like, but can we just make this make sense? So yeah, and it did get mixed reviews, so, and it didn't really do good at the box office, so I'm like, yeah, you know, I can see why. Like, I like the concept, you know, it's a nice storyline, but it could have been worked on, like, I don't know, but yeah, anyways. My next one is Little Mermaid 2. So I have watched that one before. This one I have never watched. The Kid, I have never watched that. That was my first time watching it. So, but Little Mermaid 2 I have watched before. It's been a while, but yeah, I have watched it. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, that was my night and doing the dishes, and yeah. So yeah, I know how to live it up at night. Yeah. Doing the dishes, yeah. And then having to change my shirt because my shirt's all wet from doing the dishes. Yeah, good times. Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna drink my coffee and figure out what to do. I do still have to organize the bathroom and just go through what's underneath the sink and the shelves and get rid of anything that's expired or we don't use anymore, you know, and just do that kind of decluttering. I haven't done that in probably about a year, I would say. So I'm going to do that, and the bathroom is still clean. I cleaned it yesterday and it's still clean. So yeah, oh, and the boys are at school on time. Yes, there was no late last minute nature calls that they had to make before heading out the door. So we're good. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to enjoy my coffee and get something to eat, and I'll check back in soon. And just like that, the day has gone by so fast. Poof. Yeah, what happened? The boys are going to be home shortly, and yeah, I got done what I want to get done in the bathroom. I cleaned underneath the sink. I cleaned the shelves. I only have 2 shelves in there, and went through everything, dusted off the shelves, and yeah, I got rid of a lot, tossed a lot, and yeah, it feels good to declutter, and there's less in there now. So yeah, check. The bathroom is done, and now I can move on to the dining room area where the table is. That area might take a couple of days because I have to do like the craft area, like the craft bin and the counters. And yeah, and I also want to go through the boys' games and puzzles because I have to make room for the new games they got this past Christmas, so I gotta do that. So I'm thinking the dining room will probably take a couple of days, and I always take my time and Like, I split the bathroom up in 2 days. I cleaned it, wiped it down, gave it a good, wipe down, and then today I organized it and tossed anything that wasn't expired. And by the way, I don't think I cleaned underneath the sink in a couple of years because I had suntan lotion that the that the expiry date was 2018 and 2020. So yeah, I don't think I cleaned underneath the sink, like cleaned it, like went through everything for a couple years. Yeah. So it's like, oh wow, this was expired before the pandemic started, and this one expired during the pandemic. So yeah. So those went in the garbage. But yeah. So I'm happy with what I got done, and yeah, it was just take it easy kind of day and take my time. And I watched a few episodes of ER, of course, and there was this one episode, and I just love the 90s reference because Lucy Knight, she was talking to another resident, and they were going to watch Titanic on VHS. Oh my gosh, it's like that brings back memories, because I remember going to see Titanic. I was in high school. I went with my mom and dad, and it was so funny because like Carter was like, oh, spoiler alert, and the boat sinks. So that part was funny. And then there was another episode where there was a patient who got injured in a Tybo accident class, and I'm like, oh my gosh, do you guys remember like the big fad about Tybo? I was like, oh my gosh, Tybo was everywhere, and it was so popular, and I think we even had a couple of VHS cassette tapes on Tybo. It's like, yeah, that was like the in fitness, right? Like kind of like when Suzanne Summer had her thigh thing, cruncher there, whatever you call it, master, that's it, cruncher. New name, thigh cruncher. Oh, when she had her Thigh Master, and that was a big hit. And then when Tybo came, right, it was like a different way to work out, and yeah, it was just, oh my gosh, it brings you back right to the 90s, and it makes you wish you could go back. Yes, you really do wish you could go back. But yeah, so that's been my day, and just tidying up the living room, and yeah, that's about it. And now I'm just waiting for the boys to come home, which will be pretty soon. What's it time for?
Taco boops.
Taco boops. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, Henry, you want to say hello from Henry?
Why you go cute, Caco?
Oh, no, that's a good question. Wow, you're so cute. Alright, guys, so I'm going to say good night. I am just getting hot dogs ready for Henry. We're going to be having leftover, I actually had leftover meatloaf, which is a shock. You want a hot dog? Okay, 1 or 2?
2.
Okay.
And can
You drawing? Done? You drawing?
I can go into I finished.
Alright, let me turn the camera around.
I can time.
You did finish just in time. Okay, let's see. 3, 2, 1. Let's see. Ooh! Okay, first we have Jasmine.
Then I go to the car and get
Yeah. And a bear! Oh, it's so cute! Oh, look how cute he looks! Oh!
Look how long he tail is.
Yeah, he has a long tail. Oh, wonderful! Good job! I love it.
You make a good
Belle? You gonna do Belle?
I keep forgetting her name.
I know, he keeps forgetting Belle's name. Okay, so I will,
It's been a while since we watched.
Yeah, we haven't watched Beauty and the Beast in a while. Maybe we should watch it.
But I don't want to watch it. When I'm going to Garland,
Yeah.
or I want to watch Cinderella.
Oh, you want to watch Cinderella? Okay, Cinderella? Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Anyways, I'm going to toss in 2 more hot dogs for Casey. But yeah, I have enough meatloaf. If he wants meatloaf later on, he can have meatloaf. There's enough for everybody, and I was just going to do like a box of mac and cheese to go with it, and that's what's my dinner. And yeah, I'm ready to pass out on the couch. That's why I'm saying goodnight now, because I'm going to like, I'm just tired, and I don't want to forget to end the vlog. Yes, I know it's just after 4 o'clock, but Yeah, it feels like it's much later. Yeah, I think it's gonna get so gloomy out and yeah. What?
I could have got it in my other book.
Oh yeah, yeah. You have two sketchbooks, two different ones.
But I do that one don't have a much not a lot pages going on.
Yeah. Yeah, you got quite a few pages in that one.
I need to draw more in that book.
Okay, he's gonna draw more. I'm sure you can fill that book up in no time. Alright guys, so thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys next fun video. Take care, be blessed, and as always, ta-ta for now. Bye.